Okay, so we have here our special meeting. So we are going to get ready. We're here at Roger L. Putnam Vocational Technical Academy. We'll be going through some very important items. And before we do, we want to ensure that we have, oh goodness, we do the roll call first. Yes, roll call.
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy.
Present.
Mr. Collins.
Here.
Gresham.
Present.
Ms. Hurst.
Present.
Ms. Monroe Naylor.
Present.
Mayor Sarno, absent.
Okay, we're gonna stand to our feet and we're gonna do the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we thank you all for being here today and again for this special meeting. We have more than a couple items to approve on today, so we are looking forward to getting through this. First, we have the approval of the minutes. A is to vote to approve the minutes of the school committee's regular meeting on March 27th, 2025.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Gresham. Roll call, please.
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy.
Present. Yes. Sorry.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham.
Yes.
Ms. Hurst. Ms. Monroe Naylor.
Yes.
Mayor Sarno, absent.
Okay, more than sufficient votes. This matter passes. B is to vote to approve the minutes of the school committee special meeting on April 10th, 2025.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Second.
Second.
All right, Mrs. Hurst. Roll call, please.
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham.
Yes.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Ms. Monroe Naylor.
Yes.
Mayor Sarno, absent.
Okay, this matter passes. We thank you all for that. Next, we're moving into section 3, voting items. The first A is vote to approve the honor of State Representative Bud L. Williams with the naming of Roger L. Putnam Vocational Technical Academy's formerly Trade High School Gymnasium, Bud L. Williams Top Cat Gymnasium. Dr. Denal?
Thank you so much, Vice Chair Monroe Naylor. Good evening, everyone. Long before Bud L. Williams was a champion on the Hill, fiercely representing Springfield and the families and the citizens of this great city, he was a champion on the basketball court. So it gives me great honor to present this item. I know you all have already unanimously decided in subcommittee to move forward with this item, and I just can't stop smiling because I think it is an honor well deserved. And thank you so much for raising it to the school committee, Ms. Gresham.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Bud L. Williams for all he has done.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Denal. And I know that Mr. Gonzalez is the chair of the budget of the building subcommittee, but I know, Mrs. Gresham, this was something that you pioneered.
Yes, yes. I think it's a great honor for Representative William, knowing all that he's done in the community and for the community. So I think it's a great honor for him. Unfortunately, he wanted to let everybody know that he's not able to be here tonight because he's doing the annual Mother's Day dinner. So he sent his regrets for not being here, but he's very appreciative and happy for it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Do we have a motion? Or
If,
first, go ahead, Mr.
if,
Denal.
if the mayor was here, he would say that Buddy never saw a shot he didn't like. So, but Buddy went from playing basketball at Trade to Westfield State. He was one of the very first students in the urban program at Westfield.
Oh.
So he played for 4 years out at Westfield as well.
Oh.
A bunch of us in the room, probably that's our alma mater, so.
I'm an owl as well, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Well, thank you for
That's
sharing
right.
that. Do we have any other comments or?
No, I was I'm sorry, Ms. Vice Chair Naylor. I was at the Building and Maintenance Subcommittee meeting and it did come through unanimously as stated.
Thank you so much. So with that, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Gresham. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Hurst. And we are going to have a roll call. Mr. Clerk?
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham.
Yes.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Ms. Monroe Naylor.
Yes.
Mayor Sarno, absent.
Okay, this matter passes. We thank you all for that. The next item is B, vote to approve the resolution in support of Mass Promise to Invest equitable public school funding to every child. Dr. Denal?
Thank you so much, Vice Chair Gonzalez. Vice Chair Monroe Naylor. So thank you so much to the school committee for raising this very important issue and creating this resolution on behalf of the district to ensure that Mass Promise does what it promised to do, which is to invest in an equitable way for all public school funding for every child.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We know that this was something that came across an email asking us if we would be interested in supporting this initiative and talking to legislators to make sure that there's equitable funding for districts, especially like ours. And I'm really thankful to each and every one of you for also being in agreement with this. And so with that, if there be no other discussions, questions, or comments?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Hurst. Roll call, please.
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy. Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham.
Yes.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Mr. Monroe Naylor.
Yes.
Mayor Sarno, absent.
Okay, this matter passes. We thank you all for that. We're going to move on to C, which is vote to approve the expenditure of $13,100 from the Good Nation Foundation Democratic Knowledge Project Launch Grant. Dr. Vinall.
Thank you so much, Vice Chairman Monroe Naylor. This grant is very exciting. It gives our students in the 6th and 7th grade at Duggan Academy an opportunity to view history from a different perspective. So often history is written from one particular slant or perspective. This will give our students an opportunity to engage in critical thinking and be very thoughtful to understand the perspective of others. So for example, American history from the lens of a Native American or an Indigenous person might be a little different than from the lens of those who came and settled after. So we just want to make sure our students are exposed to all perspectives so that they can think critically about the world that they live in. And I definitely applaud Principal Calvanese for having the vision and wisdom to expose his students to this investigating history curriculum. These funds will be used to help implement it throughout his middle school.
Thank you so much. This did go through Budget and Finance and it did go through unanimously. Are there any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Gresham. And do you have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Attorney Murphy. We're gonna have a roll call, please.
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham.
Yes.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Ms. Monroe Naylor.
Yes.
Mayor Sarno, absent.
Right, thank you so much. This matter passes. We're gonna move on to item D. Vote to approve superintendent's compensation recommendation for the Assistant Superintendent of Community Engagement, Family Empowerment, and Partnerships pursuant to MGL Chapter 71, Section 59. Dr. Vinall?
Thank you so much. Once again, I have to thank the school committee for your vision and for your support. You all unanimously approved our selection of the new Assistant Superintendent of Community Engagement, Family Empowerment and Partnership. Jose Escribano is here this evening. If we could just put our hands together for him one more time. The school committee's vote just reinforces your commitment and your vision and your dedication to the families of this city, because we want to make sure that all families have a voice at the table. And so thank you so much for your support and your wisdom. We know it's a big job, so the compensation reflects that.
Thank you so much. Do we have any questions or comments from members? We are really appreciative. I do want to say this, it did go through Budget and Finance again unanimously. And we did also mention this in the subcommittee that this is not a completely new position from the sense of the finances. We're there for a position that was present and we're elevating that role. So we're adding some funds to it, but we're not entirely taking and starting over from scratch. And just for folks to be aware from the public. So thank you so much. If there be no other questions or comments,
So moved.
thank you, Mrs. Hurst. Do we have a second? Second, Mrs. Gresham, roll call, please.
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham.
Yes.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Ms. Monroe Naylor.
Yes.
Mayor Sarno, absent.
Thank you so much. This matter passes. We're gonna go on to E, which is vote to approve the superintendent's compensation recommendation for the Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum, Instruction, and Professional Development pursuant to MGL Chapter 71, Section 59. Dr. Denal?
Thank you so much. So school committee, again, your vision and dedication to the well-being of our children just continues to be demonstrated by yet again your unanimous vote to accept our recommendation to the Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum, Instruction, and Professional Development, none other than Terry Poe, who is here this evening. If we can just put our hands together. As you know, parting is bitter because we are losing Dr. Balch, just a gift to the district, but we understand that she needs to pursue her career aspirations, and we applaud her as she transitions to East Hampton Public Schools. They are in for a treat because she is second to none, and we will definitely thank her publicly again later on. But pointing to this position again, as you stated, we are being fiscally responsible, not creating a brand new position, but just adding funds to a pre-existing position and making sure that we are elevating not just curriculum and instruction, but also professional development for all educators, including those at central office and everyone who has anything to do with the education of our children.
Thank you so much, Dr. Denal. Do we have any questions or comments from any school committee members? Thank you so much. I did want to say, I said this earlier as well, it did come through Budget and Finance unanimously. We have, I don't know if you have, but I've been getting so many emails, comments, text messages. I was in a meeting today with a bunch of executives who support our schools and work with our schools, and they said, you guys did a really good job. You guys did a really, really good job with these two, and they were so excited about the work that we'll be able to do having these two individuals at the helm of these particular positions. So I wanted to just extend that gratitude, and also Dr. Denal for following a very intentional, strategic, transparent process of not just saying this is who I want, but saying let's measure them up against other folks to make
Mhm.
sure that at the end of the day, we're putting the right people in place. And
Absolutely.
it's so great that we already had the best
That's right.
for these positions
right.
in our district. And so I'm gonna be quiet now because I can go on. Does anyone want to make a motion? So moved. Thank you. Denise Hurst. We
Second.
appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Collins. And do we have roll call, please?
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham.
Yes.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Ms. Brunel Naylor.
Yes.
Mayor Sarno, absent.
Thank you so much. This matter passes. We're gonna go on to F, which is vote to recommend to the school committee the approval of the position of Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum, Instruction, and Professional Development be added to the FY 25 General Fund budget. Dr. Denal.
Thank you, Vice Chair Naylor. So as I mentioned, Dr. Balch will be leaving us to go to East Hampton Public Schools and assume her position as the new superintendent of their school district. Sadly, her last day is tomorrow, so we will need Terry Poe to begin on Monday, May 12th. With that said, a portion of her salary would have to be added to this fiscal year's budget. So that is the reason that this item is before you this evening.
Thank you so much. Do we have any questions or comments? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Collins, a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Hurst. And roll call, please.
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy. Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham.
Yes.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Ms. Brunel Naylor.
Yes.
Mayor Sarno, absent.
All right, thank you so much. This matter passes. Item G is actually scratched. We already have this in place. And so we did scratch it in the Budget and Finance according to our attorney's recommendation. And so we are going to move on to item H, which is a vote to approve the FY 26 budget. Dr. Denal.
Thank you so much. I know that we've been putting our hands together a lot this evening, but I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the finance department was in the room this evening. They do deserve a round of applause for their work. Hard work.
Yes.
My sincere gratitude is extended to every member of the team. It is a hardworking team, a dedicated team, a knowledgeable team, and an award-winning team. I really am blessed to have you all, and most definitely in great gratitude to their leader, Chief Pat Roach. Well done, sir. Let's put our hands together for him. They have been balancing this budget long before I arrived, and I will tell you this, I must admit, I brag about our budget team to other districts.
You're not the only one.
Really, I do. Truly, because while other superintendents are just really struggling to have a balanced budget and even have people on their team who know what they're doing, I have the luxury of inheriting like I said, just the best team. I guess in Western Mass or maybe even throughout the state. It is not so in other districts the same size as ours or even smaller. People are facing serious cuts. Springfield is not facing any cuts. And I really. And I'll say one more thing and then I'll hand it over to Chief Roach because he knows this budget better than anyone else. But I will say that they took their time to not only teach me the process and walk me through the process, but always keep me focused on our 4 district priorities. So aligning the budget to the 4 district priorities was Chief Roach's priority. And so you will see that through and through this document. You will see that the vast majority of the funds are spread over our 70+ schools and programs. And we are definitely making sure that we elevate pre-K, universal pre-K, and funding all those things that will ensure that our students are successful and that they are thriving and doing all the wonderful things that students should be doing and experiencing in Springfield Public Schools.
Thank you.
Pat Roach.
Thank you. So tonight you're going to be voting on a $670,974,557 budget. It's a 7% increase, $43.7 million increase. Of that, we're giving $48 million directly to the schools so they can build their own school-based budgets. Each school can prioritize what they want to do in their building. We have $48.2 million dedicated to mental health and social emotional supports, which is an increase from last year. We have money for early literacy development, middle school transformation, Chapter 74 programming, including After Dark, additional funds to support student internships, career readiness, post-secondary success, and we fully funded all collective bargaining contracts, including the teacher's contract, of which we've made a very competitive offer, higher than all the surrounding districts. With that said, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Roach. We want to acknowledge our chair being here. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Mr.
also.
Mayor.
Sorry, it's running late. Tied up at the City Hall.
So we are on the last item, which is H, voting to recommend the budget.
Well, I have to say, Pat, and to the financial team and Dr. Denault, school committee, when you see other areas that, across the Commonwealth of this side of the state that are laying off, cutting services and stuff, we're able to keep stuff directed at the classrooms. Been able to move on improvements, and it's sustainable. So I commend you, Pat, and Dr. Denault, and the finance team.
I move we approve the budget.
Second.
Roll call vote is required. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Ms. Gresham,
Yes.
Ms. Hurst,
Yes.
Ms. Minow Naylor,
Yes.
Mayor Sarno.
Yes, 4 decision votes, matter pass. Thank you.
Don't brag too much. They've
Okay.
been known to raid our system.
Oh, oh, Thank you for
especially
the
finance
warning.
department.
thank you for the warning. Hey,
We have section 4, Mr. Mayor,
Yeah,
supposed to go into executive session.
right. Is it 5:30 yet?
Nope.
Executive session calls
Is
at
that
5.
stood for 5:30?
No, it's posted as the last item.
Oh, it's the last
Mhm.
item, okay. Is there a motion to enter into executive session?
I move that we enter into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, Exemption 3, for the purpose of discussing strategy with respect to litigation, as an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on litigating position of the school committee, and the school committee will not return to open session.
Right.
Correct. We'll return to the retiree.
Retiree.
And that's not actually,
Motion made by Mr. Collins, or second. Second by Attorney Murphy. Roll call vote is required. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Gonzalez, absent. Attorney Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Ms. Gresham.
Yes.
Ms. Hurst.
Yes.
Ms. Monroe Naylor.
Yes.
Mayor Sarno.
Yes, more than sufficient votes, matter passes. Thank you.